Good news, everybody. I lied. Kind of. There's going to be a new episode this week. Well, it turns out that, my flight home is actually a day later than I thought it was. So I had a little bit of extra time, and I figured it's a Wednesday, so I figured I might as well do something for you guys. Something like that. Anyway, so yeah. Welcome to episode number 23. This is going to be another shortish one, too. I'm not going to have a bunch of interlocking clips this time. Number 23, I finally changed up my my roster up here on my shelf. Also, I forgot to mention I got the boy Abaddon down here for you Warhammer fans. My hair is shit right now. So for this one, this is going to be all post-apocalypse for you guys. Let's see. So, I got some kind of old ones, and I got some kind of newish ones that, well, they're all going to be old by the time this comes out, but who cares, right? Okay, first one. Load it up here. Sturgis motorcycle rally linked to multiple new coronavirus cases. This was on the 21st of August. So, I'm sure you all remember that we had the motorcycle rally in my home state, the state which I'm going to. And well, there were literally no regulations, which I kind of get because it's like an open air event, and I mean at the same time, it's one of those things that it basically just takes place out on the street. You can't stop it. You know what I mean? And it's one of those Sorry, my nose itches. But it's one of those things where even if they had said like, "Hey, we're not having the event this year," like everybody would have still showed up, and then it still would have been a problem, and you would have been dealing with people who probably have guns on them too. So, well, there you go. So now they're dealing with that, and of course, if you want to know more, all these articles are in the description. So check it out for yourself. Do your own work. Next up, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse number 2 reportedly features Holland, Maguire, and Garfield, who, as you all know, are the previous live-action Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire, actually is that name? Maguire was the original Spider-Man trilogy that Sony put out back in the day. Had Willem Dafoe playing the Green Goblin. That was pretty sick. Kind of sick. And who the fuck else? Oh yeah, our boy James Franco was Harry Osborn. Topher Grace played Venom, which is, I don't know, a lot of people didn't like that one. A lot of people didn't like that whole movie, that third one, where he gets the Venom suit and goes full emo. But yeah, I forget like exactly what I'll have. Oh yeah, and then that movie also had the Sandman in it too, but I forget who. I don't remember that actor's name, but well, Topher, y'all know, is from that 70s show, and well, I feel like he didn't really fit because Venom's supposed to be like a big bulky guy, but he was just like a regular normal sized dude. Also, it'd be kind of interesting to see exactly how they would do this because Spider-Verse was an animated movie, or not so much animated. It was a CGI movie. Let's see, and then of course Andrew Garfield was the when Sony tried to reboot Spider-Man again. And it looked like they were they actually had kind of a good idea going, because the way they had it set up, well, so the first movie, Killer Croc was the main bad guy, and there was a little bit with the Osborns, except for what's his face, the original Osborn. God, why can't I remember? I don't remember what the character's first name is, but yeah, he actually dies of some weird disease in that movie. And then Harry, who's played by fuck, what was the name? You know what? I'm gonna look it up. But anyways, and I actually remember the IMDb app this time, so I don't have to go looking for it. But let's see. Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man. The fuck is it? Come on. Where is he? I'll just have to go to... Okay. Here we go. So, Andrew Garfield's series was The Amazing Spider-Man, right? And Harry Osborn, Dane DeHaan. He's a pretty good actor. He made a good Harry Osborn, and he became the Green Goblin in that series, so basically just kind of an insane guy. But, yeah, so, in the second movie of that series, and they were, what was cool is they were gearing up to do, the third movie was going to be like a Sinister Six sort of situation, which, if you know, Spider-Man lore, there's, a group of his supervillains get together and they form a group, the Sinister Six. It's like an older storyline, but you know they nearly take out Spider-Man. But unfortunately, box office ratings took out the Amazing Spider-Man series, because I mean they had literally, this was Sony trying to compete with Marvel's, Disney Marvel, and they had already just done like a whole Spider-Man series, and just nobody cared. So the second movie, kind of flopped comparatively. I mean, it still made a lot, but they just decided not to do another one anymore. And then of course, Tom Holland is the Disney Marvel's version of Spider-Man, who, well, I would say those movies are the best. And of course, they had the two Spider-Man movies, and then he was in both Infinity War and Avengers, and Civil War, Captain America, the last Captain America movie that they came out with. And his Spider-Man makes more sense because, like, he's an actual kid, first of all, or close enough anyway. All right. Let's move on to the next one. This one's kind of funny. Bird deaths down 70% after painting wind turbine blades. So apparently, and by wind turbines, I'm talking about like the huge ones that spin around and catch the wind and make it like that. So apparently, well, they were always just painted like completely white, and I guess a lot of these, some of these fucking, yawning again, some of these wind farms are having problems with, we're having a problem with birds getting, blasted by the fans, so people started painting them black, and I guess I did the trick. Well, I didn't actually read where this was, because that's your job, not mine. I'm already doing whatever. Next one is kind of sinister. Sinister 6. Actually, how many articles I'm doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fuck. Never mind. Almost cool, or almost linked up there. Amazon, the company, is hiring an intelligence analyst to track labor organizing threats. So this means this is just their way of trying to stop a union from forming in Amazon, which, you know, I mean, Amazon, it's a really good service, but they really fuck over their workers pretty hard. And I mean, I don't need to tell you, it's old news. All right, I'm not gonna go into it, but I mean, I think I've gone into it before. I mean, they some of the warehouses and stuff, they literally have robot supervisors, like people who just sort of track your movements and positions. And this thing can even, you know, they have an automated system in their warehouses that can actually fire an employee, which is, it's just bullshit, because, you know, obviously that kind of thing doesn't, you have to take in more things into account. I for one would never last in an Amazon facility, because I'd be gone the first day. Fuck that. Anyways, you know, check it out. Work. Alright, next up. It's a weird one. Alien Anatomy Sculptures by Masaokinoshita. So, I don't know if you guys remember so this is kind of like the bodies exhibit. Well, except these are all just statues. Anyway, I like this. It was kind of cool. So this guy makes basically just like these weird statues, or not statues, figures, copying the kind of using like the human form. So like he has, and different versions of it too. So like there's one that's just like a skeleton, and there's one that's muscles, and then there's one that's like with skin. They're skin, but these things look like plastic. But anyways, what he does is they're sculptures that they combine like the human form with animal form. So like I'm looking at a few of them. There's some where they're using like, where it uses like an elephant head and 4 arms, and it's real Ganesh looking. Or some are just like 2 different animals here. Like I'm looking at a centaur duck right now. Anyways, again, as always, the link's gonna be right here. There wasn't a lot of explanation either, but you know, check it out. Okay, up next, this one's a little sad. Rapper Silento arrested in LA and Santa Ana for alleged assault with a deadly weapon and domestic violence. Silento is the guy who he's the naenae song, which honestly I would say he should probably just go to jail just for that song. It's fucking stupid. I'm not even gonna show you what I'm talking about. Fuck that. You know, the watch me naenae. No. I guess he must have been a fan of Trey Songz or something. Like, hey, that was a good idea. Who, if you don't remember or aren't aware, he's the one who shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot a little while back. Anyway. So, yeah. He's in jail. He's going to be dealing with that. Shit. Fucking Yantron. I'm going to have to add another hashtag to this podcast. Last but not least, California passes bill allowing former inmates to become firefighters. Well, so why is this important? Because, well, one, I know. So I have a friend who just became a firefighter, and he has mentioned that California has a shortage, a bit of a shortage of firefighters. And Jesus fucking Christ! I think it's because I'm kind of cold in here. That might be it because I got the fan on. Turn it down a little bit more. But what was I saying? Well, yeah, because it's kind of hard to become a firefighter to begin with because you have to pass a pretty rigorous physical test, especially since, including like carrying all that gear and climbing up ladders and shit. And then of course I know over the last couple decades or whatever, their budgets have been cut down quite a bit, from what I understand. Second, why this is important is, since California has wildfires all the time, well, more now, partially because of, I guess, the way that the fire department budget has been decreased. There's been more fires, so it's harder for them. They're spread out thinner and thinner all the time, to the point where more and more recently they've been, forcing inmates. Well, maybe not forcing, but having inmates work as firefighters. Obviously, not making hardly any money because they're inmates. They don't make money at all. It's slave labor, basically. They're pretty damn close. But another reason that this is important is because, obviously whenever a convict gets out of prison, there's a lot of places of work just won't hire convicts, even though it says on the whenever like you apply for a job, like, have you been convicted of anything? With the addendum that, like, this won't, necessarily affect your eligibility, but it does. That's a fucking lie. Kind of like how in California, in your race or ethnicity, whatever, there's always like a whole separate section for whether or not you're Hispanic, which is, bullshit. And I wonder, and I do have to check that because I am Hispanic, and I do wonder if that's affected my eligibility in any way before. But yeah, so that's good because, this gives former convicts an avenue of work. And something that's necessary from the city, firefighters. Just a good way to make a living after you've done your time, I suppose. Speaking of time, that is all the time that I yield my time. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today. For at least weekend. It's actually Wednesday for me right now, so this is gonna be for later. I'm just recording this before I leave and go home. So a lot of these, by the time you hear this, a lot of these articles are gonna be. Some of them will be like a week old, some of them a couple weeks old. Fuck, and I'm just getting older and older as time goes on. I'm actually going to be 34 in like a month from now. I think. Yes. I'm at the age where I don't remember how old I am anymore. But yeah, so that's it. Thanks for tuning in again. And I will see you closeteers, closetees actually. I'm the closeteer. I'll see you fools next week.